What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Listen, I screwed this whole thing up. I scheduled this live for 7:55 instead of 6:55, and by the time I realized I had the wrong time, I had already hit the live button. So we are here, and whoever come through is whoever come through. I put it on my community wall, and so hopefully people will start seeing it pop up. But we're going to keep it moving anyway. What's up, Sylvia? You say you just took a pain pill. Listen, that is why I am late, and that's why I probably just screwed up my live. Is because I came home from work. I took a pain pill, one of my pain pills this morning, and I was sleepy all day at work. And I came home and I took a nap, and I set my alarm to wake me up for 6, and I woke up at 6 o'clock, and I went right back to sleep. So I did not mean to do that because I have a live. Y'all might have seen it on my community wall, but I've been invited by Sabrina from last season of Ready to Love to be on her panel over on her YouTube channel at 8 o'clock to discuss last week's episode of Ready to Love. So this live is only going to be about 45 minutes long, but that's okay because we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it, but I wanted to come down here. And so, like I said, who shows up. Unfortunately, people are going to probably have to catch it in the replay because I screwed up the live. I scheduled the wrong time, and I can't go in and change the time now. So it is what it is. But for the people who are here or the people that come in, that's cool. And for everybody else, I know y'all love me. I did it to myself. So what's authentically young? What's up, authentically young? How you doing, babes? All right, so let me do this, and then we're gonna get this party started. Last night we had the premiere of Kandi's new show, Kandi Bird's new show, Kandi and the Gang. What's up, Keisha? Well, first of all, we had this wonderful intro song that Kandi is singing, honey. And we've talked about that before, how these songs to shows just don't have no lyrics anymore. So Kandi gave us a good old throwback. She gave us a nice song with some lyrics. Now, y'all have been putting in my comments today under my review from last night that this reminds you of a Sweetie Pies type show or a Hustling. What was it called? Was it Hustling Flow? Was it Hustling Flow? Hey Xavier. Now I never watched either one of those shows. I never watched Welcome to Sweetie Pies, and I never watched Hustle and Flow. So I'm gonna take y'all word for it that this very much reminds you of that type of a show. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with y'all. If I weren't in the business of reviewing shows, I probably wouldn't watch this one either. The whole genre just don't really do a whole lot for me. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna come in and clean this restaurant up. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. For me, the whole premise seems very scripted. The whole premise seems very scripted. The cast of characters that they're bringing in. Hey Joshua, how you doing? Hustle and Soul, that's what it was. Hustle and Soul. The cast of characters that they're bringing in seems so central casting to me, right? We have I wrote the names down. We have Brian, who is clearly going to be that flamboyant gay guy, right? We have Rashid, who is they call him the overdresser, that is going to come in and have this very elitist attitude because he used to be at Blaze and now he's slumming it over here at Old Lady Gang, but he's doing it as a favor to Kandi, right? We have Kandi, who's going to always cast herself as the good one. She's playing the loyal, don't want to fire anybody. Everybody can be redeemed. We just need to give them another chance type thing, right? Todd, bad cop to Kandi's good cop. Nah, we need to clean it up. They're not doing a job, send them home, right? Then you have Philip, who is the hitman. Philip is the guy that Kandi sends in to do all of her dirty work for her because she really don't want to do it. One, because she doesn't want to be seen as the bad guy. And two, again, this is a TV show, so she can't be the one because of who she has always been. Now, if she was like a Nene or a Kenya, she could play that part. She could go in there and give them the "you better shape up or ship out" speech. But Kandi has never casted herself as that type of a boss. So she ain't gonna do it now, right? You have what's her name? Sharika, Shakana, Shawnetta, whatever her name is. You know, she's playing the sassy, rude, entitled. I've been here since they opened up. Ain't nobody gonna fire me. They better not say nothing to me, right? And then of course we have to have a romance. So you have the acting manager in a inappropriate relationship with the bartender. It seems so central casting to me. It's like somebody sat down and wrote a script and said, "These are the people we need." Xavier, you're the writer. You're the writer in here. You tell me, does it come off that way to you, or am I being overcritical? Am I doing Chandrika? Is that her name? Chandrika. Child. Hopefully, the show doesn't end. Oh Lord, Xavier, dang, you had to go that far. But no, we definitely don't want it to end like that. That was a whole nother thing. No, that ain't had nothing to do with the show. That was dealing with greed. But yeah. So I mean, again, if I weren't in the business of reviewing shows, I'm just gonna be perfectly honest and tell y'all, ain't no way in the world I'd be watching this. I just wouldn't. It's just not my thing. That's the same. It's not who I am. The same reason why I never watched Sweetie Pies and I never watched Hustle and Soul. Now, had I been reviewing shows when those shows started, probably I would have watched them and reviewed them. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't reviewing shows at all when Sweetie Pie started. And I think when Hustle and Soul started, I think I might have just got started doing reviews and I didn't pick it up. Or it might have been already like season 1. I know by the time I was doing reviews, Sweetie Pies was already like had been in full swing for a couple of seasons. But yeah, so I mean, it's definitely central casting, but that's the genre for these restaurant shows. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get started. We're going to start at the beginning and work our way back. So the episode starts off. They give us the premise of the situation. They got to lay out everything for us. So Kandi gives us the history of Old Lady Gang. Now, if you've been watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know the premise. You know, what's up, Ebbs? You know the whole situation. You know what it is down to the Old Lady Gang. It was Todd's. You know what, Abby? It's not you. This one ain't YouTube's fault. This is my fault. I set the live for 7:55 instead of 6:55. So the lives are gonna probably go out. The lives are gonna go out in an hour, child. Oh, hold on. I see me rushing. I ain't turned on my notification. Hold on. I mean, turn on my monetization. Child, let me monetize this video. We about to have a good time in here. Let me monetize this thing. All right, there we go. So, what up? What pulls my teeth? Hey, Sugar Essen. Hope I said that right. Sugar Essen. Hold on. Yeah. So. Uh-oh. So you remember how the whole thing started? It was like, I did say it right. Yes. Thank you. I didn't watch the show, but I did catch a review earlier. Oh, well, we're just gonna do a live break it down. We're gonna be here till about 7:50. I'm gonna just keep saying this because I know people are coming in slow. Like I said, I screwed up today. It wasn't YouTube, it was me. But at 8:00, I will be over on Sabrina. So on my community wall, the link to her channel and everything is on my community wall. And I'll put it up there again. But or Abby, if you could drop Sabrina's link in the chat, I'll be over there at 8:00. We'll be discussing Ready to Love. If you watch Ready to Love, y'all know who Sabrina is. She was on last season. And she has a YouTube channel and she does panels and things like that. And she's invited me tonight to come and join her. And I'm honored that she invited me to come over and I'm looking forward to it. That's why I meant That's why I meant to come in here earlier, not later, but it is what it is, child. I got me a good nap. That's all I can say is I got a good nap out of it. So we know the whole premise of the show. Todd came up with this brainstorm because Aunt Bertha, Aunt Nora, and Kandi Mama, they're such great cooks that he wanted to get their recipes and create a soul food restaurant. Okay, boom, there we go. Started off with a bang, line out the door, around the block, standing room only, because one, because of, it's a new restaurant in town. New restaurants, whenever, if they get the proper, publicity and billing and all of that, there are a lot of times they are popular. But then you add in the factor of Kandi, and that it was on the show. You add all of those factors in, and in the beginning, and they even said this on the show. In the beginning, Kandi and Todd were there a lot. So you add in the factor that at any point in time you could drop in and see Kandi, or the aunties. It was worth a trip, right? It was worth a chance to go down there, especially if you're in the Atlanta area. Kandi and Todd's good guy, bad guy routine is getting stale. Yeah, that's what they do, child. Um, and so, but over the last couple of years, they said they lost their general manager, and from that point, it's just been a revolving door of managers and people coming in and out, and they just have not been able to maintain. I think part of that, I'm a read between the lines type of chick. So first of all, when you start having a revolving door in your business, and I understand that in the restaurant business, it's not a big deal for people to come and go. I told y'all my sister is a chef by profession, and for them to lose front of the house staff, meaning hostesses, waiters, and waitresses, that happens a lot. A lot of times people take those jobs, they're in school and they're seasonally there, or they go to another restaurant where they're gonna make more money, or it's any number of reasons. And so it is a revolving door. So that part isn't that big of a deal. But you going through managers is a problem. And you have to, at a certain point, you have to kind of ask yourself, why do we keep losing staff? Why can't we keep somebody here that wants to work here? And you have to sort of they need Gordon Ramsay. I think that's who Philip think he is, child. We're gonna get to Philip in a minute. And so when she said that, I said, oh, well, that's part of the problem. And y'all haven't figured out what that part of it is. She said that when they first opened up, they used to do staff appreciations, and they used to do these and that and the other. And then they sort of got away from that. And I think part of them getting away from that was probably COVID. I'm not gonna blame all of that on their lack of interest. I think some of that was they couldn't do a lot of things that they used to do when they first opened. You got to remember, the restaurant's been open for 5 years. We've been dealing with COVID for over 2, damn near 3 at this point. And so and so that's why you have to kind of take that into consideration too. I wonder if it's because they were always there and probably micromanaged the hell out of management. Maybe. That's a good question, Xavier. Making Black people in dining look unprofessional and trifling like that Pink Teacup show. Ooh. I work in 5-star dining and I'm disappointed by the show. Well, I'm going to tell you, KK, I'm going to be honest with you. This is my opinion. And I think I said this before. I don't think this was the original premise of the show. I think the original premise of the show was to show the behind the scenes of the successfulness of OLG. I don't think the original premise of the show was we got to clean it up and get us back on top. I think because Kandi is as smart as she is, and people can say a lot of things about Kandi, but Kandi's no dummy. I think when they started getting all of this bad publicity about failing inspections and things like that, I think they pivoted. And they changed the direction of where this show was going, and they turned it into, we know that we're not doing a good job, and we know that we're not doing what we should be doing, and so we got to kind of boop and get us back on track. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. Because Kandi's no dummy. She is no dummy. She know that people, what's been going on as far as people looking, and people know what happened. Like, it would be hard. I think they didn't want to fake the fun. Right. It would have been hard for Kandi to come on here and do a show about how great the restaurant is and how they have these great people in place and this, and this, when clearly the reviews don't reflect that. And we know that they've been having problems with inspections and stuff like that. I do not think the original premise of the show was supposed to do this. I just don't. I think she pivoted about that. But That's my opinion. That's my opinion. They should have done the show on Blaze. From what I've heard, Blaze is more upscale, while while OLG gives me more neighborhood hole in the spot. Well, Blaze is supposed to be more upscale. I think this is again my opinion. Having gone to Blaze and actually had a meal at Blaze, and having gone to OLG and not having a meal, for exactly some of the stuff that we see going on in this show, um, my experience at OLG was very similar to what you saw on this show. People, the staff not knowing the right hand from the left, stuff being chaotic. It was, and we ended up not being able to eat there after we waited for an hour to get a table, right? Um, Parking crazy. It's crazy down there trying to park. They have a parking lot in the back for staff and stuff, but if you're a patron, like if I lived in Atlanta, I would not drive to OLG. I would Uber because there's nowhere to park. So anyway, that's a sidebar. But um if they had done it on Blaze, I think part of the illusion of Blaze is that it is an upscale steakhouse. That's the illusion. And my experience with Blaze was very professional on the front end. It was very professional. When I called to make a reservation, they have the electronic thing where you do it online and you get the text messages to remind you about your reservation and confirm your reservation. When I called the lady about the dress code, I was told this is the dress code and it is strictly, it is strictly enforced. And when I was there was actually some people they did not let in because they were not in dress code. It was on the front end, it is very professional and it is upscale. But then when you get there, the illusion, the if you've been to five, like KK, no, she said she does 5-star dining, so you know what I'm talking. Anybody else who's done 5-star dining, when you get there, it is not a 5-star experience. It is not even a. I told y'all this when I went to Blaze, and this is no disrespect because I really don't want to tear Kandi or Blaze down, but I'm just saying it is marketed as a high-end steakhouse, and it's not. It's maybe a step up. It's somewhere between Outback and Ruth's Chris. You know what I'm saying? It may be a step up from Outback, but it's not Ruth's Chris. So if you do steakhouses, then you kind of know what I'm saying. You kind of know where I am. I work. Okay. I think I want to. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the comments. Kandi and Todd don't have the passion or the skills for dining. It's a cash grab business. Yeah. But that's why I think they didn't do Blaze. Plus, OLG is their signature restaurant. Like everybody knows OLG, and it is more homeboy, homegirl. It is. It is more Longhorn. I wouldn't even put no. It's a step above Longhorn, but again, a step. A step. You said I'd rather get the wings at Lenithia Lounge. Abby, did we get wings? I don't think we ordered wings. I think Melly B ordered wings and we ate one of his wings. We didn't order food at Lenithia's, I don't think. Did we? I don't remember ordering food when we went to Lenithia's. I think Melly ordered some wings and we ate off of his wings, I think. Abby, tell me in the chat what we did. I don't remember, child. So anyway, so let's get back to the show. So I did do a video on my experience at Blaze, but I think I made it members only. I might make the video public since we got all this going on with Kandi. I might make the video public, but I did do a story time about my trip to Blaze. But again, like I said, I think it was members. Did I make it members only? I think I made it members only. If not, I'll double check. I'll find it. I'll try to find it and put it on the community wall. If it's a members only, I'll make it public. And if not, I'll put it back so y'all can go and y'all can get the whole breakdown of my experience at Blaze. It was not a horrible experience. I'm gonna just say this in a nutshell. It was not a horrible experience, but if you have done 5-star dining or even 4-star dining and you have been to like a high-end steakhouse and you're expecting a high-end steakhouse, if you have been to a 5-star, I hate you, Evie, a 5-star steakhouse and that's the experience that you're expecting, you will be disappointed. If you go in just expecting to go to a really nice restaurant, you'll be all right. But if you go in thinking, oh, this is going to be high end, especially looking at the menu, I think the menu is overpriced for the experience because the menu is the experience they want to give you, but it's not the reality of what you get. Anyway, let me get back to the show. Kandi and Todd just had to pay the money to make it better. Stop being cheap. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it really be? 7.5? 8? 7.5? Yeah, 7.5. My two biggest complaints about the experience was the menu is overpriced. The food was good. Now, what I ordered, I enjoyed, and the food was good, but the menu is overpriced. The staff needs to be better trained. It's not YouTube's fault this time, Tracy. It's my fault this time. It's me. It's me this time. I put the wrong time on my live. I set the live for 7:55 instead of 6:55, and so when I went live, so it's not YouTube this time, y'all. It's me. Yeah, the staff needs to be better trained. The food needs to come out faster, and the menu is overpriced. But the ambiance is decent. The staff was friendly, but just not trained as well as they need to be. No, it's not the same staff. Although I do think when we went to OLG, I do think that that guy Brandon that said he used to work there but he quit. I think Brandon was the host, was the guy taking names. I think it was him. But no, I don't remember who the bartender was. But I think that was Brandon that was there. It was definitely somebody that looked like Brandon. But I think it was Brandon. I don't think it was Rashad, but I think it was Brandon. And there was a female hostess there as well, but I can't say for sure that it was Chandrika, her. And we know that she really works there because they like Kandi said, their reviews that people mention her in the reviews. So we know that she really does work there. All right. So Kandi and them have brought in Philip, who, now I'm gonna be honest with y'all, some of these backstories are not clear to me, so I cannot say for certain that I remember all of these backstories. I mean, that I cannot say for sure that I believe all of these backstories because some of these backstories don't make sense. So, for example, the first backstory that don't make sense to me is Philip. Y'all hired Philip at Blaze, but then he was over at OLG, and the people at OLG didn't know who Philip was. That didn't make sense to me. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make sense to me. Hey, what's up, Reboo? Okay, thank you. I understand, baby. This one doesn't make sense to me. If he was the general manager listen, these are brother sister restaurants. They do not work in a silo to the point where you don't know who the general manager is at the brother sister restaurant, especially if OLG has been having as many problems as they say they've been having and the rotating management. You mean to tell me Philip ain't never been over there before? You mean to tell me nobody knows his name? Nobody knows what he does at Blaze? So when he started showing up at OLG, it never, listen, we've all worked in, well, I can say we've all worked retail, but most of us have worked in an environment where somebody new show up, y'all are gossiping. Y'all are in the break room. Y'all are outside after your shift. Y'all are trying to figure out who this is, what is he doing here, and who they about to fire. Y'all know how that go. So y'all acting like Philip showed up and they didn't know who he was and why he was there. Yes, child, especially if he was working at Blaze as a GM, they absolutely know who he is. But then in his confessional, he said how he joined their team because he was working at another restaurant group and he wanted to work for a black restaurant, yada yada yada. And I'm like, so when did you come over? Did you leave your other job to go to Blaze to be the GM, or did you leave your other job to become the operations manager? And what's the difference between operations manager and the GM? Like, are you in charge of both restaurants now? Like, I know we only on episode 1, but am I the only one that seemed a little hazy? That little hazy to me. Am I the only one that seemed a little? But anyway, Philip. Okay. Pris B said, "Did I am I saying that right?" Pris B. She or he. I'm sorry. So they understand. No, running a restaurant is not easy at all. Being a GM is not easy at all. I think the titles are used interchangeably. Okay, maybe. But I still don't believe that if he was working over at Blaze, ain't nobody know who he is. And I'm gonna go ahead and before I forget, I'm gonna say the same thing about Rashid. You tell me now again, y'all correct me. I didn't say this in my review because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I didn't feel like rewinding and going back and seeing if I heard what I heard. But y'all tell me because y'all be catching stuff too. Didn't they say that Rashid used to work at OLG, but then he went over to Blaze? And now Kandi's asking him to come back for a couple of days a week over to OLG. Is that not what they said about Rashid? That he used to work at OLG, but now he's at Blaze? Or did I catch that wrong? Y'all tell me if I caught that wrong. But I really feel like that's what they said. But y'all tell me if I caught that wrong. I'll come back to that. I'll wait and see what y'all say because I want to. Before I go to my next point, I want to know if I heard that correctly or not. So we see them. What's up, Naturally Mar? I think he was at Blaze, but she wants him to help out. Okay, I thought they said that he had worked at OLG and then he went over to Blaze, but he's always been at Blaze. And okay, that's why I didn't say it in my review because I wasn't sure, and I really did feel like rewinding last night. It was late and I was tired. Y'all, I had this smoothie for breakfast today, and I left it here, so I'm drinking it now. I left it right on the counter, child. Went right on to work, didn't have no breakfast. Now he had OG taking a pay. I wish I would take a pay cut. Now I thought that was stupid. You asked me to come over to this restaurant and help you out. I gotta take a pay cut to do you a favor? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Then the answer would have been no. No, ma'am. I gotta take a pay cut to do you a favor? No, ma'am. But I guess they technically could send him over there without his consent. um, I love Aunt Bertha. Aunt Bertha said fire all the asses. She said all of them ain't worth a damn. That's what she said. Well, the only point I was gonna make was if he had been in OLG first, why was he acting like he ain't no Shadrika, whatever that child name is? But if he had been at Blaze all along, then that point, you know what, Giggles, you right. He took the pay cut so he could be on TV. You right. You right. That's exactly why he took the pay cut. You right. And that's probably exactly what Kandi said to him too. She's like, you can keep working over here at Blaze and won't nobody see you, or you can come over to OLG, film for a couple of weeks. You're gonna take a pay cut for them couple of weeks, but you're gonna be on TV. Because if we getting what, probably 6 to 10 episodes, they probably ain't filmed but about a month and a half. Bertha's lost weight. I hope she's okay. I think they didn't a couple of maybe about a year or so ago. I think they had said she got sick. I thought one of them had passed away. I'm glad I was wrong. Jeez, but I thought one of them had passed away. All right, so Philip is, he said that he had noticed some things and he had some ideas and he had some things that he needed to put in place. The first thing he said is that the staff is, unprofessional. They have a sense of entitlement because they've been here from the beginning and they feel like we day ones and it was another sister. Okay, thank you, Miss Giggles. Well, that's what Xavier. That's what they said, but that's not what happened. That's exactly what they said. They said he was only going to be work. Kandi said, "Do you mind coming over to OLG for a couple of shifts?" But it looked like he going to be over there full time. And then he said that he said he took a pay cut. That's what he said. So the first thing they have this big meeting. The first thing he said was that the floors are being cleaned and the floors aren't going to be ready by the time the restaurant opens. That is a management issue. When you are scheduling those kinds of things, you make sure you schedule those kinds of things where there's more than enough time for the stuff to be done before the restaurant is supposed to open. That is basic. That is basic. We're going to get to that one actually, Mar. But that is basic. That's why a lot of times at these restaurants and buildings like that, the cleaning happens at night. A lot of people, I had a friend of mine, she had a cleaning service and she had a cleaning service that cleaned office buildings. They worked at night. They worked at night so they wouldn't be in people's way during the day while they're trying to do their job. And it's the same thing at restaurants. A lot of those types, the carpet cleaning, any type of maintenance work, if something needs to be painted or work, all that stuff happens at night unless it absolutely positively cannot be avoided. So if you have somebody coming in to clean the floors and the restaurant opens up at noon, they need to be there like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning to make sure that they have more than enough time to get it done and that the floors are dry and everything else before people come in there. Like, that's basic. So this little, who is the, Brandon is the default manager. So no, I'm talking about Torian. Torian is the one that I think was the host when I was there, or at least at the front taking names. That's who I think was there. I know it wasn't no cameras when we was there, so I ain't seen none, wasn't no cameras going on. I would have agreed with Phil, but then I remember they aren't even paying these people minimum wage. Sir, you're lucky if you get a hello and a goodbye. Who said they're not paying the minimum wage? If the restaurant opens at noon, the meeting should have been at 9. Exactly. So the fact that they opened the restaurant 20 minutes late, when you got a line of people standing outside and it was clearly summertime, that's already a problem. That is already a problem. And again, there are little things that garner loyalty in a customer. If you had said, listen, you guys, we had a meeting, it ran over, we are so sorry. We're going to go ahead and take 20% off of y'all's checks. We'll, whoever the last person is in line, once we open the doors, y'all can get 20% off y'all check. A whole lot of people wouldn't have cared that they stood outside for 20 minutes waiting for their food. Because we get happy over discounts. Even if it's only a little bit, we be like, shoot, I'm saving 20%. You know what I'm saying? That's all she had to say. But you got them people out there in that heat waiting because y'all inside filming a damn TV show. The fish rots from the head. Kandi and Tar being cheap, and Miss Joyce and her sisters have bad attitudes. It starts at the top. I worked overnights at Target, and the cleaning people did come while we were working, but the customers were not there. Right, exactly. From this show and from personal and Google reviews, it sounds like OLG is being ran how they want it, and they want it. They're playing it by ear. I have good 20% off free appetizers. Right, or free appetizers. Right, that's what I was going to say. Most restaurants don't pay minimum wage. You make your money on tips. Right. So that was the first thing. So then Miss Chandrika, the minute they introduced Philip, she mumbles under her breath, but clearly loud enough for everybody to hear her, because we heard her. I mean, she was probably mic'd, but we heard her loud and clear saying, I can't stand him. Ma'am. When someone is being introduced as your boss, it's probably not a good idea to say you can't stand him. I'm just saying. At least not loud enough for everybody to hear you. And it's clear that everybody heard you because Don Juan called you over as soon as the meeting was over to talk to you about it. So clearly people heard you. And then your attitude is, he don't need to talk to me like that. I don't want him talking to me like that. I don't like him and blah, blah, blah. And Philip was like, okay, but I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here, I'm your boss. You work here. I'm not here for you to like me. That's what it is. And I don't know what to tell you if you don't like it. I was not mad at Philip in this moment. I really wasn't. I wasn't. And then he comes in, and not only are you one, you're not at your station, you're not at the front desk greeting customers, you're over at the bar, and you over at the bar talking shit about him. And he clearly can't hear you because he said, so you just gonna keep talking about it, and you talking about it like I'm not standing right here and I can't hear you. Ma'am, you should have been sent home. I wasn't mad at Philip. I wasn't mad at all, and I wasn't mad at Philip sending her ass home. I think Philip and Chandrika are going to end up screwing around. I do not at all. There's nothing in my body that tells me that I think that's going to happen. I think Philip and Chandrika might end up fighting. Not one foot in the church and the other in the streets. Ha! Yeah. So her whole attitude is effed up. And then the next day when she was late for work, again, you taking your rollers out while you driving. You getting to work literally as the restaurant is open. You are the hostess. You are the first person people see. You are supposed to be at your station, ma'am. You're not supposed to be running in as the door is opening up. You're supposed to be at your station. Philip should have given her a warning. He gave her a warning. When they had to talk with Don Juan, he told her, listen, this is what I expect. This is your job. If you don't like it, let me know and we can figure something out, because this is what I'm dealing with. And then he comes back in and you're not at your station and you're clearly talking shit about him because he said you talking like I'm not standing right here. I'm sorry. I don't know what job you get a warning to keep talking shit about your boss. Like, I don't know what job you get that warning. He ain't fire her. He just told her to go home. You know, she came back to work. He ain't fire her. He just told her you need to go home today. You need to go think about some things. Yeah, I'm not mad at nothing Philip did. Now I do feel like Philip throughout the rest of this episode, I do feel like Philip tends to be a little, wound, a little tight. He's wound a little tight. Now, they asked Aunt Bertha and them what need to happen. Kandi went and talked to Aunt Bertha and them. Aunt Bertha and them said, fire all their asses. Start from scratch. Scorch the earth. And after looking at this episode, she might not be wrong. I mean, clearly we're filming a TV show, and I understand things are going to be exaggerated for the purposes of drama. But like I said, when you read the reviews and you read those reviews and they talk about her, like, y'all should have already, like, I'm sorry, y'all should have already had a conversation with her. If I'm getting reviews and people are specifically talking about you and it is repeated, oh no, ma'am, we having a conversation and something going to your personnel file. It's like that because Ty and Kandi created the space for the workers to behave the way they do. I understand that. But when the boss comes in and tells you this is not going to be acceptable, Philip's managerial style is outdated. The new style is to coach up and bring the best out of people. But at the same time, these people need some strong structure. Okay, well, I guess I'm outdated then because I'm not doing all that. Because I'm sorry, some stuff is basic. Like, I'm gonna coach you up if it's a situation where you need time to perfect a skill. You need time. Like, if you're a server and you are getting orders wrong, or you're a server and you're moving a little slow and people are complaining about their food being cold, I'm gonna coach you up. I'm gonna coach you up because that's something we can work on. I know you trying your best. We just gotta tweak and twist and turn. But I'm not coaching up disrespect and rudeness because you rude. You know you wrong. And if you don't know that you're wrong, then I'm sorry. Either you're gonna figure it out real quick or you can't be here. Some stuff I'm gonna coach up, and some stuff I feel like you should know. I'm sorry. And some stuff I'm just not gonna deal with. I'm just not. So I guess I'm old school then. Yeah, again, I'm okay with coaching up skills and work performance. I'm not coaching up, you being disrespectful and you getting, you have people complaining about the fact that you rude to them and you talking to them crazy. That's not, what's up, El Teddy? You're not coaching people up with that. That's just me. And like I said, maybe my management style is old school. I have no problem. I have had to coach people. I have had to, as I've done, as an administrator, I've had to observe teachers who are not great teachers. They are not great teachers. And yes, I'm going to coach them up. I'm going to give them the skills. I'm going to help them. I'm going to, give them the tools. I should say, I can't give them the skills. I'm going to give them the tools. I'm going to help them. I'll even model for them. I'll do all of that to help them. That I don't have a problem with. But when I have an employee that's cursing at kids, that's late to work every day, that doesn't follow through and doesn't turn in things that need to be turned in, like, certain deliverables that need to be done, that's not, how you coaching that up? You ain't supposed to cuss at the kids. That's not a coaching situation. You got to be at work on time. That's not a coaching situation. Chandrika was giving Candace when she started crying after saying she started with that man. These young folks today, child, please. Right. I think that's part of the problem. We always talking about we giving people second chances and third chances and we gonna no, some shit ain't coaching. Some shit is better. Allegedly, Chandrika isn't good at what she does as per the complaints online. Well, there you go. Yep. Hey, Miss Toby. I feel me and Miss Toby on the same page, child. So, so they had this idea to do a friends and family thing, like a family reunion where they were having a party and they were invited like a lot of the old staff back. Because Kandi said, those are the kinds of things they used to do and they kind of got away from it. So they want to have, the old staff come back. And that's where we meet some of these other people. We meet Torian, we meet Brian, and then of course Rashid. Now Torian used to be the events coordinator. And I remember when she said she's a greeter, child. And El Teddy's reviewing this too, y'all. So y'all go check out El Teddy's reviews if y'all haven't. And the next time if El Teddy is available, we're gonna get him up here. We're gonna get him up here. We're gonna review together. This was I told y'all I'm asleep, child. But as if a specific employee is mentioned in your reviews multiple times as being rude, she should have been cut already. Exactly. Right. Giving participation trophies. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. There's a difference between coaching somebody up and dealing with just the basics of job 101. I'm sorry. That's just me. When somebody's introduced as your boss, what you should not be saying in his face loud enough for him to hear is, I can't stand him. That's probably not a way to start off a good relationship with your boss. The hostess is the first you get. When I get there and they're nasty, you'll end passing that nastiness to the server, and overall it'll be a bad experience. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's the first thing, she's the first line. She should be the nicest person in the room. She should be the most, how can I help you? What can we get for you person in the room? And if I'm reading the reviews and I really am about the business of my restaurant succeeding, see, the problem is it's been too easy for Kandi. Kandi hasn't had to really hustle like a new restaurant owner would have to hustle. You are riding off the coattails of the fact that you are Kandi Burruss, and people are going to come there because people want to come there. Right? Was it Brandon L. Teddy? I thought one of them people looked familiar, but I thought it was Toria. It was Brandon. So Brandon said that El Teddy said Brandon was the host of the greeter when we went, and he's the one that he had to cut. Well, yeah. You know what? I guess it was Brandon. The one that said it would be a 45-minute wait, and we were there an hour, and we still ain't had no damn table, and it was still 3 people ahead of us. Yeah, him. A girl got fired for saying that about her boss on the Zoom. She thought she was mute. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no job that you get to be rude to your boss and you get a warning. Like, well, I ain't gonna say there's no job, but I'm just saying, and you get a warning. Like, no, there's no warnings here. Nobody didn't get food poisoning. Skinny Rich, stop being messy. What's up, Leia? Hey, boo. You knew it was him? That's too sweet. Ugh. Mm. It's supposed to be all natural, but that is so sweet. So, um, now I already know what we're gonna get from Brian. Excuse me, this is not to me. This is not to be offensive in any way, but Brian is the stereotypical flamboyant gay character. So, with the hair weaves and so we know what we're gonna be getting from Brian. I already said that with Mr. Brian. They're gonna have him coming back. Torian, they asked Torian to come back, and of course, Rashid is coming back. Now, the other thing that went down in this episode, which is 120%, but then she went on social media going, right, that's what I'm saying. Like, she ain't supposed to have no damn job. I'm sorry, not there. So then it's a hot day, it's a packed house, and the damn electricity goes out. Now, they have been in business for 5 years and they don't have a backup generator. And to make it worse, who is Rashid? Rashad. El Teddy, shut up, Rashad. And to make it worse, Kandi had the nerve to say, well, the power goes out in this neighborhood all the time. Kandi, you do realize that makes you look worse, not better. Like, if you know that this is an area where the power goes out often and y'all have been in this space for 5 years, there is no reason in the world why y'all don't have a generator. None. 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 And then Philip, now this is where Philip made me angry. Philip had the nerve to be getting mad, talking about people, nobody needs to leave. Nobody needs to leave. Sir, you supposed to eat that. I'm sorry. I know it's a restaurant and y'all are in the business to make to make money. But you mean to tell me I'm in the middle of this hot ass restaurant in the middle of the damn summer, this brick building, which already retains heat. The power goes out. I'm literally eating in the dark. I got my flashlight from my phone so I can see my damn food. And you had a nerve to have an attitude because I want to get up and walk out of this hot box. I wish I mother freaking would. He's supposed to, and you don't even have power to run people's credit cards if they wanted to pay. You're supposed to eat that. I'm sorry. You just got to eat that. Especially when you called the power company and they said the power ain't coming back on until 7:30. No, ma'am. And that's the other thing. The food you got sitting in that freezer, you can't sell. You can't do nothing with that food. After about 30, 40 minutes, you can't do shit with that food. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. You supposed to be like, we are so sorry. We apologize. There's a power outage in the area. It can't be, it couldn't be avoided. But I want everybody, if you could please just give the servers your name or whatever. And when you're done eating, go ahead and if you want, matter of fact, you ain't even supposed to do that. You're supposed to just get them something to go. Say, listen, the power is not going to be on anytime soon. So your servers are going to bring you around some to-go plates so y'all can pack y'all food up and y'all can go ahead and leave. And we're going to get you guys names. The next time you come to OLG, we're going to give y'all a free appetizer. That's what y'all was supposed to do. Ain't nowhere in the world you supposed to be sitting there with no attitude because people are trying to leave. Have you lost your mind? Right. That's what Philip was saying. Philip was like, they don't even have a manual credit card reader. So even if people wanted to pay, they can't because your whole system is on an electronic system. You have electronic credit card readers. Even the cash register, people are paying cash. You can't even get in the cash register to give them change. Unless the server has enough change to give people, you don't even have enough change. The only thing I would request, what's up, Veronica? Thank you. The only thing I would request for people, if I were the manager, The only thing I would request would, could y'all please still tip your servers because it's not their fault. That's the only thing I would request. If y'all could please, when they come around and bring you your to-go items, if you could please tip your servers because it's not their fault. Of course you are, El Teddy. Of course you are. They should have cooked free food for the people still waiting. Not hot ass building. No, ma'am. That heat, they in a brick building. You know how that heat gonna stick? I had my first negative with Crumble. They sold me underbaked cookies after I've been bragging to my sister-in-law. I told y'all them cookies I had tasted like they hadn't been cooked all the way. When I worked at the airport, we had a manual credit card reader for instances like this. Yeah, when I worked in retail, we had a manual. Matter of fact, I knew how to use our manual credit card reader. They trained us when they trained us. They trained us on how to use it just in case. And then he got an attitude with the workers. What they gonna do? Fire up a campfire, roast marshmallows. Wanted the chef to cook in the dark with all that fire. Lawsuit waiting to happen. Right? He talking about something. I need you to check on the kitchen. What? Right. Give me a to-go box for my free food. Right. And that's what I'm saying. So that's the part where I was like, all right, Philip, now you're doing too much. Because if you're in the business of customer service, and I understand that you are about efficiency and stuff, but you have to know that through no fault of my own. And again, if they had a backup generator, it wouldn't have been no problem. So that's on Kandi and Todd. And again, there's no reason in the world why y'all been in this building for 5 years, and Kandi said the power goes out in this area a lot, that y'all don't have no generator. And for Todd to be like, I mean, it's just a lot of hassle. You know, you got to do this and do that and carry the one. I'm sorry, that's what being in business is about, sir. That is what business is. Like, I don't understand. I remember, where was I used to work? I used to work somewhere and the power used to go out all the time. And we hated the fact that we had a generator because we were like, the only thing was our generator was only good for like, I think like 2 hours or something like that. I can't remember now, but the generator was only good. And we used to be like, all right, let that generator run out. Let that generator run out. But I just want to try OLG when I visit. I tried to try OLG. Eddie's still mad at me for going to OLG, child. So it was actually a scheme set up by Tom. Philip is not in the business of customer service, but but here's the thing though. He started off as a manager. So if you are a general manager of a restaurant, you know what that is, customer service. Like if he's in operations now, that's fine, but that's your background. You know, that's your background. And to me, that's a no-brainer. Like that doesn't take, even if you've never been in management, that's a no-brainer. That's basic. Mm-hmm. I guess Todd likes to give away food and lose money. I guess. Right. And my thing is, even if you didn't get one, even if you decided against it when y'all first opened up the restaurant, okay, whatever. But then you make sure after the power goes out once or twice, then you make it your business to get that in there. All right, y'all. It's 87 people in the room. Please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Please hit that like button. Both things are free 99. Meet me in about 10 minutes over on Sabrina. Abby, can you drop the link again one more time, or Lil Baby? Join me on Sabrina's channel. We will be discussing Ready to Love's episode from Friday night. Sabrina from last season of Ready to Love will be over on her YouTube channel at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to get off of here, literally clock off of here and head on over there. So meet me over there at 8 o'clock. My question is, why didn't... Oh, yes, I'm sorry. And please subscribe to the Teacher Project 2.0 if you are not. My question is, why didn't Kandi offer them something? Kandi, this is literally your family business with your mammy. Face on the door, pull up and do something. He needs to get it together because most people won't blame Todd. We look at Kandi, yeah. That's it right there, y'all. Yeah. All right, y'all. Sorry, I had to hurry up and get off of here, but I got to get off of here. Todd's statement had me not want to go to OLG. What statement? The statement about that he ain't feel like going down to the city and getting a generator. Child. Sorry, y'all. Let me see. Right. And again, the fact that his attitude was so nonchalant. I mean, we thought about getting a generator, but you just got to do so much. What you mean, run a business? Sir, are you serious right now? Like, I've never opened up a restaurant, but I just feel like isn't that like par for the course? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? I do wonder if OLG will survive once Kandi is off Atlanta, because the reviews of that restaurant have all been bad. Well, I don't know. All right, y'all. I hate to run so fast, but I gotta head on over. But I did want to come down and touch base with y'all. Like I said, I overslept. I took me a nap when I got home from work, and I meant to wake up at 8. I mean at 6. I ain't wake up till 6:45. So 6:30. So that 45 minutes made a difference. But I'm gonna head on over there, y'all, and I will talk to y'all later. Mwah! Peace.